Good morning, everyone. Yes, I am back. I have been on a bit of a break, and I figured I'd come back and give you guys a nice long walk. We're gonna walk all the way to Coney Island. That's how we're gonna do it, right? We'll come back with a really long walk. We're on Cropsey Avenue, and I guess you could say this will be a complete distance of Cropsey, although I started on 15th Avenue. Cropsey goes back to 14th Avenue, so who's keeping count on that? So we're gonna walk all the way to Coney Island. Hopefully the battery lasts that long, because I honestly have not charged this camera in a while. I mean, I charged it fully for this walk, but you know, sometimes when you don't use something for a while, the batteries tend to lose the capability of keeping it charged. So hopefully we make it all the way to the parachute jump. So I guess you could say we are in the Bath Beach section of Brooklyn right now on Cropsey Avenue, and we're gonna just walk all the way down to West 7th Street and then down West 7th to the Boardwalk. Got an old bus and a new bus back to back there. I don't know if you guys noticed that real quick. It was an old city bus and then a new city bus. So it is a gloomy, cold day here in Brooklyn, New York. Temperature is 45 degrees, but there is no wind, so it is what I like to call a warm 45 degrees. But look, there's another bus. It must be a delay on the B8 route. That's 3 buses now. 3 B8 buses in like a 1 block distance. There you go. Thank you. You probably saw he was on camera and said I better not run the stop sign. So I'm gonna walk my fast pace, the pace that I walk when I go on my exercise walks. So we'll see how quick it takes. We'll see if anybody out there wants to know how long it takes to walk to Coney Island from 15th Avenue in Bath Beach. We'll find out at the end of this. And it's logistically great for me because I'll go to Coney Island, and then what I'll do is I'll jump on the train and come back. So I could walk back, which my normal walks are like 7-8 miles. So like we're gonna be under that if I were to walk back, but I'm gonna just take the train back. And in case you're wondering, it is 9 a.m. So it's early. Mostly everybody you see on the streets is either going to work or taking their kids to school or whatever. So right here is Bay 16th Street. We're going to be in the Bay Streets all the way down. For those of you who have never lived or been in Bath Beach, the way it works is Bay Streets start at Bay 7th Street. There is no Bay Street lower than Bay 7th. There is no Bay 1st or Bay 2nd or nothing like that. So you have Bay 7th, and it goes all the way down to like, we'll actually see the last one. The last Bay Street is when you go into, it's actually not even a street. It's the entrance into Home Depot. It's an actual, the last Bay Street. It's like Bay 50 something. But the way it works is you have 2 Bay Streets for every avenue. So, you know, you have like 15th Avenue and then Bay 10, Bay 11, and 16th Avenue. And right now we're actually what we call the dead zone, where people get lost. Because you'll have Bay 16th, Bay 17th, and 18th Avenue, then Bay 19th and Bay 20th, and then it goes to 19th Avenue and confuses everyone. I've had many people ask for directions down here. I've had people ask for, where's 21st Avenue? Because, you know, they go past Bay 20th and then it hits 19th Avenue and they get confused. And I have to explain to them, just ignore the Bay Streets. As you can tell, Cropsey Avenue is a major truck route. A lot of trucks come through this way. This is the Bay Ridge Subaru dealer in Bath Beach. We're nowhere near Bay Ridge. They didn't have any more space left in Bay Ridge for this dealership. So. This is actually a very good dealership, though, by the way. If you're into buying a Subaru, this is a very highly regarded dealership. They're very good. They have very good reviews and stuff. Forklift. At the pharmacy here on the corner of Bay 20th that is still around. It's been around for many years. Unified windows. On the rocks. This used to be called my father's place. Name has changed over the years. I'm not walking as fast as I normally walk, but I am doing a really good pace here. If you guys are interested in what is on these Bay Streets, I did a walk through every Bay Street about 2 years ago now, and I said that I would never do it again, and I meant it. So if you guys want to see the Bay Streets, that's what you're gonna have to watch. You're gonna have to watch that video. Actually, it's all the videos. It's a playlist. So if you go into my playlist and just look for, it says the Bay Streets of, I think it's titled the Bay Streets of Bath Beach or the Bay Streets of Brooklyn, but I did every Bay Street from Bay 7th all the way to Bay 50, I want to say Bay 53rd, Bay 54th. That was the express bus. We also have express buses that run along Cropsey that will take you into the city. A lot of people in this neighborhood use the express buses. The buses will take you to the city, and then those same express buses will take you to Seagate. So a lot of people that live in Seagate, they ride those buses. Let's cross over. I want to get over to the other side. It looks like they tore the house down that burnt down. There was a nice big house that used to stand over here next to the gas station, and it had a big fire earlier this year. It looks like they finally took it down. You see the empty lot over there with the green border fence, the wooden fence that they put up when they knocked down a building. This right here is like a little shopping area in the middle of all of the Shorehaven apartments. So this is where everybody comes to do their food shopping. This is Key Food. It used to be I think it was like a CVS for many years. It's been a Key Food for, I want to say, 2 years now. So I'll give you guys a rundown of my little break, why I took a break. So first off, I want to thank everybody, all the people that have emailed me. People thought there was something wrong, which is, I mean, it's great. You know, I love that people care about me, but last year I did the same thing. Last year I only did 3 walks in the whole month of November, but I have way more subscribers than last year, so that is the difference. And if you think about it, I've done more walks in November this year than last year. I started off with 3, and this is the 4th one, I guess. So, but there's a lot of newer people that don't know how I do my schedules at the end of the year. I actually put up the least amount of content at the end of the year because of the holidays. When the holidays come, I'm very busy with other things, so I do the least amount of YouTube walking at this time of year. I do pick it up in December because we have all the Christmas walks in my neighborhood in Dyker Heights. Which, by the way, a lot of people already decorated, I'll tell you that. But I've been doing a side project. Now, some people might not know, but I am a tech engineer, and I do a lot of work with networking and computers and cloud and all that stuff. And I have a home network. It's basically like a mini office network that has, you know, a router, like a commercial grade router, and a switch. I have a server. I know you guys not going to know what I'm talking about, most of you, but I have virtualization set up, connected to a cloud account and all that. Anyway, I have a friend who has a son that is finishing school and he wants to get into technology. And they were looking at my network. They were looking at my computer network, and they were like, can you build something like this for my son? But not all of the stuff that I have, you know, because they can't afford all that stuff, because a lot of stuff I own was bought over time anyway. So I said, yeah, sure, you know. So I've been building out a home lab computer network for somebody for the last 2 weeks. And it got really involved. There's a lot of traffic here on my left. This is a way onto the Bell Parkway over here. You make your right onto Bay Parkway, and you could go either east or west. This is over by Caesars Bay, by the way. But anyway, long story short, I was building out this network for this young kid, and it's up and running now. It works really nice, and now he can learn at least some of the skills you would need to get into technology. I'm going to follow this truck right through the intersection. There you go. 3, 2, 1. But yeah, anyway, I want to thank everybody that sent emails of concern. I am okay. Listen, if something ever happens, I will tell you guys, or I will have somebody upload a video and tell you guys. But I was totally fine. Everything was good. We are healthy and just busy with a lot of life stuff. Do you guys remember this? This is the scene of the big thunderstorm I recorded last year. I was in one of these little indentations while the wind was blowing fences down and everything. As a matter of fact, the fence that was blown down in that video is still missing. We're going to pass by it in a second. Oh no, they fixed it. Never mind. This is the opening into the area. That's why I thought it was missing. But this whole fence, if you watch that video, came down on camera. Looks like they replaced it. Got all these new high-rise buildings down here. We walked by one of them just now. Here's another one. all new apartment condo buildings. And up until just a few years ago, the only thing that was down here was some old age homes. There's still one old age home still left that we walked by a moment ago, but also like some old age homes and some empty lots, and now you have these big high-rise towers. There you go. That's what it looks like in the picture, I guess. They have an indoor pool. Look at that. I'd hate to be the person that lives underneath the pool if they put it up high. Some buildings do that. They put the pool at the top so people can look out the windows and see the city skyline and everything. So we have made it to 24th Avenue in about 20 minutes. Not bad. We might be in Coney Island in the next like 15-20 minutes here. So I do have to get across onto the other side of Cropsey eventually because, well, you know what? We're going to stay on this side. Never mind. We're going to just stay on this side. The thing is, Cropsey Avenue is kind of strange. You're going to see in a moment. It kind of splits off into Harway. Harway is right here on my right. I'll point the camera in a second. This is where the bus depot is and everything, but it then turns, it kind of curves. If you look straight ahead of us, you notice how it's like there's no longer a straight view. So Cropsey Avenue kind of jots out to the right. There's Harway Avenue right there, the beginning of Harway Avenue. And it actually gets even more wider because there's a lot of highway entry and exit points coming up. One of the big exits is the Cropsey Avenue exit. And we got to go over the bridge into Coney Island. The guy's carrying a big haul on his bike. Here goes the bus depot. You see there's a lot of residential on Cropsey Avenue. It's one of, so Cropsey is kind of interesting. It's one of those, it has a really good balance of residential and commercial throughout the whole route. Mostly residential though. So 25th Avenue right here. Here you go. I'm going to cross against the light. Actually, the light is red, so I can make it across. Traffic is a little thin down here. This road is closed. I don't know why. We're going to pass by the Orange Grill, which is a popular restaurant in this area. You might have seen commercials for Orange Grill if you live in the local neighborhood when you're watching your baseball games. That's when they tend to put their commercials during like Mets and Yankee games. Now, if you're wondering, we're still in Bath Beach, but this is also overlapping with the Gravesend section of Brooklyn. So you can see the Cropsey Avenue is now, it's very wide over here. It's a lot of road space. It's almost like a parkway. Now over here, you'll find some really old streets. If you come into this area, you'll find some really old streets. And like I said earlier, if you check out my Bay Street walks, you'll see I actually walk through some of these old. There's some old streets with like some old street signs and stuff that still exist, although they're now used for like mostly driveway areas and stuff. But this part of Bath Beach, I mean, it still has the old grid that they never updated. Also, some very old homes that are still standing over here. We're going to pass in a moment. Here you go. Here's some homes that have been around a long time. They've obviously been renovated, so they look a little different. This is what I was telling you. Some of these streets over here have these little side streets. We've been walking for 30 minutes. And we are hitting 27th Avenue. So 15th to 27th Avenue in 30 minutes. I just saw a glimpse of the parachute jump. So we are getting close to Coney Island. Oh, look at this house. Look at that. There you go. Ranch style house. Look at that. And then you got one of these railroad style homes that are kind of indented to the back off of the avenue with the long walkway. Look at that. That's nice. Isn't that cool? This is original layout that never changed.
I left it here so I can ask you before I'm doing it.
Right through the crosswalk. He's a tow truck. He gets to do stuff like that. So we're getting up by a very busy area. It's where the Cropsey Avenue exit off of the Belt Parkways is actually kind of dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. But we are going to walk over the bridge over the Coney Island Creek, and we will officially be in Coney Island at that point. This is some of the local shops over here. There are two bagel stores. This is the one everyone goes to though, right here, Cropsey Bagel. They have really good bagels in here, oh my god. So there are 3 really good bagel shops that I go to. That's one of them right there. And then the other one is over on 14th Avenue, over by the park in Dyker. That's, I think they're called Park Bagel. It's funny, I should know what they're called. That's where I go all the time. But you know, sometimes you get so used to going to a place, you don't even really look at the signage. You just go in and get your bagel. And then there's Dyker Bagel up by 7th Avenue on the other side of the golf course. And that's the home of the Chicken Delicious sandwich. 3 really good bagel shops if you ever come down to South Brooklyn. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get away from the person with the dog walking, because I've been behind that person for 2 blocks now. And we're going to go up the stairs over here. This is the exit lane off of the Belt Parkway right here. That's what we're looking at. I'm actually going to cross over now. So we're going to do some stairs. I don't know if we're going to make it to Coney Island on this battery. We're going to find out. Now this is not to go into Coney Island. This is to go over the Belt Parkway right here. So there's the parachute jump. There's the Belt Parkway. That over there is Bay 52nd Street, or is it? Yeah, Bay 52nd. So like I said, this is where the Bay Streets ends when you go into Home Depot over here. There's a couple more. This right here is Parkview Diner, which is a very popular diner in this area. Still around. You gotta be very careful making this cross, man, let me tell you. There you go. It's been in some TV shows. This right here is Canal Avenue. So we don't have a Canal Street in Brooklyn, but we have a Canal Avenue. And it's one of the shortest avenues in Brooklyn because it just goes from right here to the parking lot. That's it. And on my right is the last 2 Bay Streets. So this is Bay 53rd right here. And then if you look over there, we're going to be passing by in a second. That's the last Bay Street. Bay 54th. And all it is really is basically a street that goes in and out of Home Depot. That's all it really is. There's no homes or businesses on the street. It's just the scrap metal place on the corner over there. Any traffic you see going in and out of this street is Home Depot traffic. There goes a Home Depot right there. So here we are. This is Coney Island Creek. We are officially moving into Coney Island. That is the canal. No, you don't want to swim in that. I'll tell you this though, it is cleaner than the Gowanus Canal, but it's all relative, right? It's like I don't know, it's like swimming in mud and swimming in oil. Like, which one do you want to swim in? But I guess mud is natural, but I guess the point I'm trying to make is that they're both very chemically damaged waterways. So it doesn't matter which one you jump in. Whichever one you jump in, you're going to turn into a mutant. You'll probably turn into a mutant faster if you jump into the Gowanus Canal. Probably like a 12-hour transformation if you go into the Gowanus Canal, and maybe 48 hours if you jump into the Coney Island Creek. Alright, we have made it now. The rest of the way will be Coney Island. I cannot see around this bus. So this area right here is going to be all like auto body shops and stuff like that. Now we saw the ends of the Bay Streets, and we're about to see the ends of Cropsey Avenue as well. So this is going to turn. We're going to go into West 17th Street. And this is, you know, if you ever wanted the quickest route to go see the parachute jump, this is it, because you can see the parachute jump is perfectly lined up with this road. That's a big orange shop right there, man. All right, so we made it to Neptune Avenue in about 45 minutes. Not bad. And we still going to try to get down to the parachute jump before the battery goes out. It's a car wash. Neptune Avenue. We've done a Neptune Avenue walk in the past. You could find it on my channel somewhere. So there's a pretty busy intersection. You can see Stillwell Avenue down there. You can see that's a D train going into the last stop. I'm gonna take a gamble here, and I'm gonna go against the light. All right, so now we are officially on West 17th Street. This is not Cropsey Avenue anymore. Cropsey Avenue ended right over there. So we are now on West 17th Street. So now you guys know, if you ever want to walk to Coney Island or even take a bike, this is the most direct route you're gonna ever take. And you could take 86th Street, right? And then eventually you would take like half right onto Stillwell Avenue and go down. You could do that too. That's also a direct route. I'm actually going to cross over. It's always like looking at the homes over here with all these gates and stuff. Now this area is a lot better than it used to, but back in the day this was a very bad area. So a lot of these gates are from that era. Although a lot of the people that move into these homes would feel safer to keep these gates going, but you can see all these, it's like living in an open air jail. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I mean, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I mean, look at that. I mean, that's, you know, they even have the balcony. This one's open. You can see these gates. It's like a scene out of Escape from New York. You guys know I don't sugarcoat things. I'll tell you straight up, but I'm telling you, it's not a dangerous neighborhood most of the time down here now. You do have to watch, you know, at night and stuff, but it's not like it used to be. I can guarantee you that. I mean, I remember back in the 90s coming down here, skateboarding and stuff, and there were a couple times we got into some scraps. Alright guys, well my battery, I mean the only time I've ever had a battery die while doing these walks was when we did Parkchester in the Bronx, and that was during a heat wave. So the battery actually didn't die. So actually I've never had a battery die on this camera. That was the camera shut down from the heat. I'm gonna make a detour, guys, because there's a lot of construction on this block. So, all right, you're turning. Okay, good. All right, we're on Mermaid Avenue. But I've never had a battery die ever. So, but we should make it. I couldn't tell. I mean, I didn't look, but I have to look back in the footage a few seconds back. Was that guy already drinking a beer at like 9:30 in the morning? Gotta start early. Let's go down 16th. There we go. We'll go down 16th. Let's look at some of these the graffiti and the murals on the walls here. You guys like stuff like that? Alright guys, we're about to hit the boardwalk. I'll tell you, my battery level is so low I don't even see anything on the screen. It's like a little bar. This is the home of the Brooklyn Cyclones, Maimonides Park. It is the single A affiliate for the New York Mets. This is Surf Avenue. This is the last avenue we will be crossing, and then we will be on the boardwalk in a moment. A lot of construction down here. I mean, look at all these new buildings they put down here. New roads. I'm going to turn the camera in the other direction also. You see all new buildings. These are all new buildings down here. And they're all empty, by the way. There's nothing occupying these buildings yet because they just finished building them. All right, so we made it. We're gonna walk right behind the scoreboard here. This is the scoreboard of the ballpark. We're right outside the fence, so if you ever want to come catch home runs, it does happen. I've seen people hang out over here. I've seen balls come and hit this fence as they just clear the wall here, and they hit the fence, and then they ricochet, and people run and pick them up right over here. I've seen it. I myself will not run for a ball. I'm not that crazy. I just don't care about stuff like that, but this is right outside the wall here, and there have been home runs out here. Looks like we're gonna make it, guys. So we made it to Coney Island. Think about this. We made it to Coney Island in under an hour, right? I don't have the, for some reason my camera settings changed. I guess they went to default because I haven't used a camera in a while, but I don't see the time. I don't see the timer, so I'm guesstimating it's under an hour that we did this walk. Here's the carousel. And like I promised, I will take you guys to the parachute jump, and that's where we're going to end it. And like I said, maybe I will walk back. I don't know. If I do, I'll probably stop at the bagel store or something. This right here is the outside of the carousel, which is now closed until next year. Palm Sunday. People always ask me, when does the park open? Not the beach. The park opens on Palm Sunday every year. It's a tradition. Blessing of the rides. And then the beach officially opens on Memorial Day weekend. But we still got to get to the winter. Got a little mini skate park over here. All right, guys, I am gonna get out of here. Here at the parachute jump at Coney Island. I hope everyone has a great day. Hope you guys enjoyed the walk after a long break, and I will see you guys again soon. All right. So take care from Coney Island, and bye-bye.